Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Kalika and I want to see if I can make you a creeped out person after watching this video. Someday we'll kill all the time travelers. There are 5 waves of time travelers. I mean from the future. They come back in 5 discrete groups. From my perspective, they're all jumbled together. I don't know if they use all the same technology to get here, but they all mostly have the same goal, to kill me. The first wave was probably more experimental and not expected to succeed. They're obvious to spot. They come running, screaming. They wear metallic jumpsuits, are hairless, and wield big military knives. Dad's gotten good at shooting them before they get within 100 feet of us. The second wave still doesn't have any hair, but they wear mismatched thrift store clothes, stuff that's been out of fashion for several years. They're easy to mistake for hipsters, especially if they're wearing hats to cover their bald heads. They don't scream as they come at me. They do walk with a purpose, as Dad says though. A few of them have gotten close enough that I've seen their rotting teeth. Either something terrible happens to dentists in the future or time travel does something to your teeth. My dad's a dentist. At least he was before all this. Dad has a bunch of fake driver's licenses. I possess dozens of fraudulently obtained library cards. They're real, but they're all under different names. Sally Roberts, Megan Jones, Samantha Smith, plain Jane names, as Dad calls them. Easy for people to forget. We live on the road. I'm too young to drive, so I read or invent games. The back seat is filled with library books we've stolen across the country. I have 2 of the same book. One's old and the other's brand new. The old one has lots of notes in it. The other one had none when I found it. One game I like to play is to copy all the notes from the older copy into the newer one. It's no Minecraft, but it passes the time between time travelers attempting to murder me. The third wave has a blackest sin hair, as Dad calls it. I don't know if time travel makes their hair that colour, or if third wavers are all genetically related or something. That's one of the questions I have for the time travelers. I keep a book of questions to ask them, should I ever get the chance to interview one. The first one with black hair didn't try to kill me. Not right away. I'm not sure for how long, but he followed us. He'd stayed at the same hotels we did, ate at the same restaurants. He wore normal clothes and did normal things, like play games on an iPhone. We were travelling down I-80 at the time, going west. Figured he was making the same trek. We found out his true intention when we were halfway through Iowa. He was waiting for us at a gas station in a nowhere town. He carried 2 Ruger Super Redhawks, some huge .454 Castle handguns. He tried to dual wield them like a character out of a John Woo movie. One of his bullets hit our car, the other went stray. He was knocked back by the recoil. It gave Dad enough time to get his rifle, aim and hit him once in the forehead. We drove off, stole another vehicle and were out of state before sundown. One day in 7th grade history, Mr. Norris asked the class a hypothetical question. He liked doing this, to break up the monotony as he called it. He asked us, if you could go back in time and kill baby Hitler, would you? Like the time he asked us if we'd purposefully kill one person to save 5 people tied to railroad tracks. The class was fiercely divided. About half said they'd go back and kill baby Hitler. The other half said it's wrong to kill an infant who hasn't done anything yet. Both sides made sense to me. Now when I think of that question, I cry. Not for myself so much. I mean, I guess I do. But more so because I miss sitting in Mr. Norris's class arguing stuff like that. And I miss the monotony. The 4th wave are the most dangerous. Dad calls them sleepers. They land in the past, sometimes years before I've even been born, and they live normal lives. They know someday they might encounter me. Should that day ever come, they're prepared to do what's necessary. We were in a diner once, and one of the prep cooks walked out from the kitchen. He lunged at me with a butcher knife. Dad's left hand was severed fighting him. Early on, Dad's longtime receptionist at his dental clinic grabbed one of his drills and attempted to put it through my skull. She waited for years before she took her chance. Dad didn't kill her right away, so I asked her some of the questions I'd written down. She cried as I read them to her. She said my book of questions is used in interrogations in the future while people are tortured. I told her, well, maybe if you answered my questions, you won't be tortured. Dad thinks she had a cyanide capsule tooth because she died after I said that. I dream of building a device. One that let me send explosives into the future, take the fight to them. Once, several months back, we were lying low in the woods near a junkyard. From my library books, I was able to put together disparate pieces of information about how to build a machine. I mostly knew how to build it from the notes in the book I have 2 of. I made a prototype of my machine. It was the size of a microwave. Looked a lot like one too. I took a bullet, a .38 special, and put it inside. I set the machine for 10 years from now. It disappeared. I destroyed the prototype and scattered the parts across the junkyard. The 5th wave was a single person. She was an old woman, and I didn't recognize her at first. My face had changed so much, but she still had my eyes. I met her only once years ago. She didn't try to kill me. It was a summer day and I was home alone while Dad was at work. This was before the receptionist tried to kill me, before any of the other waves. The old woman came into the house through the patio door without asking. She said she was going to make herself lemonade because they stopped selling her favourite brand decades ago, but we had some in our kitchen. She poured us both glasses and asked if we could sit outside near the garden. That was always my favourite spot to read. Out there on that sunny day, she told me about a bullet she'd found in a junkyard 10 years after she'd sent it into the future, about how she built a bigger and greater machine after her father was murdered by a person with hair black as sin. Before she left, she gave me an old library book filled with notes. It looked boring at the time, but she told me I'd find it useful someday. She left before Dad got home. I told him everything she said, but he thought I was joking. But then, over a few weeks, first and second waivers attacked us, and then his receptionist. Right now, I'm trying to enjoy what time I have left with my dad, before someone with hair black as sin kills him, before I find the bullet I sent into the future, before I build my machine. Why can't I delete my Snapchat? I'm not very good with technology, but maybe one of you guys can figure out what's wrong with my Snapchat. I've been trying to delete it all night and I'm at my wit's end. I'm considering just throwing the phone away and buying a new one. I swear to God. My niece added it to my phone so we could Snapchat. I wasn't really interested in it. Seems like sort of a kid thing, I guess. But sometimes she'd send me pictures of the family or cool things she saw that day. It's just her way of keeping in touch with me. So I've been learning how to use it for her. And I've added a few friends along the way. High school buddies, my college roommate, a few of my co-workers. I try to only add people I know. I don't know if there's bots on this or not, but I don't want to take any chances. Nevertheless, someone I don't know made their way into my friends list. I'm not sure when it happened, but I noticed it last night when I opened my app for the first time this week. Whoever it was, I had a new message from them. Hi. I looked at the username to see if I could figure out who it might be, but it was just a random string of letters. Had I added someone and forgotten about it? Do I know you? I messaged back. Sure you do. We met at the coffee shop a few days ago, remember? Sure enough, this past Wednesday I met a girl at the coffee shop next to my workplace. We had chatted for a few minutes while she made my coffee. She was really my type, short and curvy, a cute brown bob, big sparkling green eyes. We had a lot in common too. Bailey? I asked. That's me. I'm glad you remembered. Of course I remembered. I had spent that entire interaction agonizing over whether or not I should ask for her number. I mean, would that be creepy? Asking while she was at work? But we kinda hit it off, so maybe I should anyway? But then my coffee had been done and there was someone in line behind me, so I'd left and decided I'd come back and ask another day. You know, once I grew some balls. Wait, I'm pretty sure I didn't give you my number. How did you find my Snapchat? That's for me to know and you to find out. Now I was suspicious. How do I even know that this is Bailey and not a bot? It took a little longer for a message to come back this time. How about I prove it to you? I'll send you a pic if you send me one. I'll go first. And sure enough, a picture came through. Suddenly, I found myself really hoping my memory was playing tricks on me, and that it was Bailey on the other side of the phone. Or maybe she'd looked me up and found my Facebook and pulled my Snapchat ID from there. Either way, I crossed my fingers as I opened the picture. The lighting's so bad, I couldn't tell what I was looking at. It took about 2 of the 10 seconds for my eyes to adjust. Then, understanding hit me like a bullet train. It was a selfie, taken by a woman in a dirty, torn bra. She was holding a peace sign near where her forehead should be, if she'd had a head. The skin on her neck was ragged, and there was flesh and gore spilling down onto her chest. It looked like her head had been cut off. No, sawed off, maybe even ripped off. The blood looked fresh in the picture. Behind her, I could just make out what looked like a living room, a futon in the back, clothes strewn on the floor. Then the picture disappeared. Another message appeared on chat. Now you. A million thoughts were whirring through my head. Who the hell had sent that? How did they make it look like the body was taking a selfie? How did they get my number? Who was the dead girl? Was it even real? Should I call the police? But the picture was gone now. I should have taken a screenshot. Or maybe not. I didn't want that on my phone anyway. There's a number of things I could have done, but I probably shouldn't have messaged that person back. But I wasn't really thinking clearly. Who the F is this? Now you. Is this some kind of effing joke? That's sick, you effing freak. Now you. I'm calling the cops, you psycho. Now you. Now you. Now you. Now you. At this point I exited the app. I practically threw my phone across the room while I sat on my bed, trying to calm myself down. Think logically. Figure out what to do about what I'd seen. My phone started buzzing against the hardwood floor where it had landed. I watched it for a few moments in disbelief. My Snapchat wasn't set up to give me notifications. The only thing that would make my phone buzz like that was a text. Several of them, in a row. Now you. Now you. Now you. Now you, 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 now you. I blocked the number and deleted the text. In a fit of panic, I tried to delete the app, but no matter what I did, it wouldn't disappear. I fiddled with my phone for close to an hour trying to make the effing thing go away when the calls started coming in. I ignored them. I went on my Facebook to post a status asking for help. I was met with about 100 messages from a contact I never added. Guess what every last message said? I put my phone in the freezer. It just wouldn't stop effing buzzing and I couldn't even get the thing to turn off. I didn't know what else to do. I shoved the computer under my bed, spent the night quietly panicking in my room, trying and feeling to calm myself down. This morning I got up and opened my computer. I can see a push notification telling me I have 900 missed messages on Facebook. I didn't even know that was possible. Even as I sit typing this, I'm getting push notifications. I'm terrified. I don't want to pick up my phone. I don't want to look at my Facebook or my email or anything else. I don't want to leave the apartment because I don't know if someone is out there waiting for me. But I can't just sit here on my computer forever, waiting for it to get worse. Has this happened to anyone else? If I figure out how to delete Snapchat, will it stop? Should I try to call the cops or will they just assume it's someone messing with me? Please, I'm desperate. Okay, so that's all for r/NoSleep. I really hope you enjoyed it. As always, if you do want to see more content like this, then please do subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!